Hey guys, every time you go four-wheeling, you have a bed full of all the things you need, but no good way to secure them? Well, at Victory 4x4, we have a solution for you. Introducing the Bedside MOLLE and Accessory panel for the Toyota Tundra. That is way more organized than a bed full of gear. Now I'm going to show you how to install it. Let's get at it. When you open your package, this is everything you're going to see. You're going to have one panel. You're going to have the front accessory panel, a hardware pack, these 4 brackets, and 2 of these brackets. So this is where we had our aha moment. After going ahead and putting these into production, going over the factory bed rail, we came up with a solution that allows anyone to run this, whether you have the bed rail system or not. And it's a super simple solution that we wish we would have thought of originally, but glad we eventually thought of it. Using these little brackets, we're actually going to put them behind the rail, or if you don't have a rail, it's going to bolt into the factory rail. If you don't have a rail, they're 6mm, so you're going to have to go ahead and find those and source those locally. If you have a factory sprayed in bed liner, a lot of times they actually bed line over the weld nuts that are in for the channel, so you're going to have to locate those. Or if you don't have weld nuts in your bed, which we've seen on some 2019s, you're going to pull the top cap off. You'll be able to access here and here to put a bolt in, and then you'll either have to do some creative fishing to get the nuts in on the back side of these two, or you're going to have to use self-tapping screws. But anyways, I have a bed rail system on this, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to get this installed with that. Okay, so we're going to use a T30 to take out these factory bolts. We're going to leave the middle one because we're not going to use that one, but we're going to want to loosen it so that we can get everything behind the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and start loosening these up. We're going to use this little bracket, we're going to slip them behind the rail, like that, and then we're going to go ahead and get this started. Okay, so now you're going to see that these brackets, they have some adjustability to go up and down. We did that so that if you put in an LED light strip like this truck has, that you can still have clearance for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to push them all the way up to the top of the rail against the light before I tighten it all up. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and tighten these down for good. So all I'm going to do is work my way down. I'm going to push these all the way up. I'm going to push the bed rail all the way up, and I'm going to tighten them down. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and dump out the hardware. We do use this hardware pack on a few different MOLLE panel kits, so you may have some extra bolts. If you do have some extra bolts, save them for later. You may need them in the future. Maybe your wife will come up with some weird Pinterest project for you. So anyways, what I'm doing is I'm pulling the 7/16 stuff out because these are for the high lift jack. These 2 1/2-inch washers, these 2 wing nuts, and these 2 nuts. I'll set those off to the side. I don't need those right now. Now I'm going to take 3 of the 3/4 inch long buttons and 3 flange nuts, and I'm going to go ahead and bolt this panel together. Okay, so you're going to be looking at the top holes here. You're going to want to make sure that one is all the way to the top forward position this way. Now you can choose what you want to do, whether you want to overlap these 2 panels. I always like to do it this way because when you're looking from the back of the truck, you don't see the seam. So I guess that would be the back panel overlapping the front panel. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt these together. Using a 3/16 Allen, we're going to go ahead and tighten these up. Okay, one thing I skipped over before I got started, I wanted to let you guys know this actually fit on the driver's side or the passenger side of your truck. You're going to determine which side, or if you're going to buy both, you're putting them on both sides. And this, I'm installing it on the driver's side, but if this same exact kit will work on the passenger side as well. So anyways, let's now that we got the panel together, we're going to go ahead and get it up into place. All right, so these are the brackets that bolt to the bottom of the bedside, and they mount into our panel to secure it. Now, when we did the other installation video, which you may have seen, I actually installed this thing after the panel is installed. Listening to some customer feedback, they all have said that it's a lot easier to actually install this before you actually put the panel in. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and you're going to see it's going to go triangle up like that, and then you're going to have this bracket with the clearance through so that we're going to be able to drill, and then this is going to bolt onto the side of the panel. So what we're going to do, throw a couple of these through here, and you're going to notice this bracket has a ton of adjustability in it, and we're going to want to leave it loose until we figure out where we want it. So those in there, Now I'm going to go ahead and bolt this onto the panel. Like so. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and put the panel up into place. And we're going to want to get one of these started up here. So you're going to notice that the panel has adjustability to go up and down as well as back and forth a little bit. So what you're going to want to do is figure out what the best placement is for your application. For me, I'm going to go ahead and push this all the way to the top of this and all the way forward so that I have access to my toggle switch for my light still. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down. So now you're going to see this bracket down here. It's going to actually go to the side of the bedside, and then we're going to drill 2 holes. Now you're going to want to line this up, center it up the best you can. Now you're going to notice there's adjustability to go up and down, as well as left and right. So what I'm going to do is, because I have everything up to the top of the adjustment, I'm going to go ahead and push this all the way to the top of its adjustment, and then I'm going to go ahead and snug this up. All right, now using a 5/16 drill bit. You don't have to have one this long. It's just, I don't know why I'm using it. It's pretty funny. Anyways, we're going to go through this access hole and we're going to drill the 2 holes into the side of the bed rail. Then after that, we're going to put the bolts in. You're going to have somebody else help you. Small child, neighbor, friends, mom, wife, whatever you can find to help kind of get those going. But anyways, let's get them drilled. All right, I'm gonna shop back that out, find a friend or cameraman to help me, and I'll get those installed. Okay, so those are installed, and now you can see how much more rigid this panel has become from that lower mount. Now I just need to show you guys the high lift mounting. Okay, so we have built-in slots here, and these are gonna be used for a high lift jack. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these carriage bolts, you're gonna stick it through the back like so, and you can see there's adjustability. You're gonna take a 1/2 inch washer, then a flange nut. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave it loose. We're gonna go ahead and install the other one up front. Then you're gonna put your high lift jack on here, figure out where it needs to be, and then you're gonna tighten those down with 11/16 wrench. Then from there, you use these wing nuts to secure the high lift jack onto the panel. Okay, so now you have all this opportunity to put all of your gear on here. And there's a few different things you can do to maximize your space usage. One is a quick fist mount. If you haven't heard of these, they're just a rubber mount. They clamp around whether it's a shovel or an axe or a flashlight, and then you just quickly clench them tight. They come with, they don't come with the hardware, so you have to drill them out to use larger ones. They show you instructions with the quick fist. As you can see, I've already put a bolt in here, and all you're gonna do is figure out where the height you want it, and you're gonna bolt this in. Okay, so you can see I put 2 quick mounts in here, so I wanted to just show you how this works. You take your axe, it goes right in here, like so, and like so, and then you just clench it tight. And now your axe is secured on our MOLLE panel. Okay, so the other thing is we have an 1¼ inch wide slot that allows you to put on MOLLE bags like these. These are tactical bags. This one's a first aid kit, so you can put like all your first aid gear in here, or if you get different colored ones, black ones, you could put whatever it is you want to put in here. You'll notice that they have straps on the back. The good ones usually have buttons. Some of the cheaper ones will have buckles, which will be a little more difficult. So all you're going to do is you're just going to feed the bag through the panel. One more time. Take the bag, you're going to feed it through the panel like so, and snap it. And now you can see your bag is on here. You can buy these things on Amazon as well as like the Quick Fist. You can buy those on Amazon as well. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna wanna lay out all your gear and kind of figure out where stuff's gonna fit. The first thing to always put in is gonna be the high lift jack, because its designated spot is stuck. You're gonna have to put it there if that's where you want it. From there, you'll be able to build around it. What I recommend doing is like your axe and your shovels and stuff, mounting them up there on top of the high lift jack so that it leaves this MOLLE panel free for you to put bags on here or other small things if you have like a hatchet or a flashlight, things you want to access quickly, a tow strap, that kind of stuff. So that wraps up the installation of the bedside MOLLE and accessory rack. As you can see, it's pretty versatile and it allows you to carry a lot of your gear and organize it really well. So anyways, I'm gonna get the rest of my gear loaded up and I hope to see you guys on the trail.